Hi everybody and welcome. In this video I aim to provide a simple overview of the best items in Ahn'Qiraj. We'll be going through boss by boss, so stay tuned to the end as this isn't one to miss. Now before we jump headfirst into things, I just wanted to mention that if you enjoyed this video then please do give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more from me then do join the community by dropping me a subscribe. Now, before we jump into the bosses, let's take a look at the trash loot. The only piece of noteworthy gear is Ritzin's Ring of Chaos, which is a spell power crit ring. This is best in slot for mages throughout the entirety of Phase 5. Now, moving on. First up for the bosses we have the Prophet Skeram. This arcane empowered death machine spider drops 4 noteworthy items. The first one is the Breastplate of Annihilation. This is a warrior DPS best in slot. Second, Boots of the Fallen Prophet. Enhancement Shamans are going to want this all the way until the end of Nax. It's best until the end of the game. Cloak of Concentrated Hatred. This is best for Feral Druids, but they're unlikely to get it, as it's also best for Warriors and Rogues. Sorry, Ferals. Last but not least, Ring of Swarming Thoughts. This is best in slot for an Elemental Shamans and has an interesting effect where it lowers the target's resistances. I anticipate this is going to be very good for PvP. I think we're going to see a lot more one-shots. Yay, spell batching. The Bug Trio. What an awkward encounter. Has different loot depending on what order you kill them in. Much like the Iron Council in Ulduar, if you remember that one. Again, 4 bits of good loot here. The Mantle of Desert's Fury is Elemental Shaman Biss. Nothing special on this one, just good stats. Festive Swift Execution, that's Feral Cat best in slot. Same sort of story as the one previously, just good stats. Ring of the Devoured. Now, this is Resto Shaman best in slot. Has juicy MP5 in it. Guys, the Devourer is the final one, and that's a Feral Tank best in slot. Nothing particularly incredible from these, just great stats basically. Now moving along the hallway we get to Battleguard Sarthura. This boss is an absolute pain in the arse to pull at first when the raid doesn't have mounts, so it could be a tough one to kill. In terms of loot, we have Robes of the Battleguard. This is an Elemental Shaman negative resistance piece. Silted Claw is Hunter best in slot stat stick if you're not melee weaving. Gloves of the Enforcement are a good Feral Cat piece. Sarthura's Might, this is best in slot for most healers. It's a really powerful trinket. Last but not least, Legs of the Binding Light are Paladin healing legs. Scorpo Spid next, Thankrith the Unyielding. Ancient Kiraji Ripper is best for non-orc warriors. Mantle of Wicked Revenge is great for feral cats. Robes of the Guardian Saint is healer best in slot. It's going to be a lot of demand for this one. Scales Sand Reaver Leggings is an enhancement shaman best in slot item. And the Barb of the Sand Reaver is, for the hunter mains like me, the best in slot you're going to get for melee weaving. Up the stairs we go into the lair of Viscidus. This oversized snot ball becomes immune and requires frost damage to shatter. Once he shatters into a load of tiny snot balls, you have to kill them all before he reforms. Nothing a well-timed sapper charge can't deal with, eh? And for all that effort, you'd be well rewarded, right? Well, no. Wrong. The only item aside from the tier 2.5 tokens that drops is the sharpened Silithid femur. Mages and Warlocks will be fighting over this one for a while. It's a lovely item. May the rolls be ever in your favour. We move on to royalty itself. Princess Huhuran, the multicoloured wasp. There's a couple of good bits you can swat out of this oversized fly. Gloves of the Messiah being the first. Holy Priests love this, and doesn't it have a fitting name? Ring of the Martyr, healer best in slot, another one that people will clamour for. Last but not least, we have the Wasp Eye Gauntlets. These are Resto Druid best in slot and have a large healing done bonus. Only 2 bosses remaining before Cthulhu, and these twins will have you seeing double. Get it? Never mind. The Twin Emperors Vecnalash and Veclaw stand guard before the old god Cthulhu. The only optional boss Ouro and some trash are left in the way. Anyway, some strong items here. Amulet of Vecnalash is best in slot for all casters. Braces of Raw Redemption are good for healing paladins and druids, and the Ring of the Emperor Veclaw is a tanking ring, but it's not good for warriors, it's only good for prot paladins and feral druids. Anyway, last but not least, we have the Royal Scepter of Veclaw. This is the best in slot offhand for all casters, so lots of goodies to go around. The last of the optional bosses, this vibrating patch of dirt. Fun fact, translated from ancient Kiraji into Zuma, Ouro directly translates to Worm Boy. In terms of loot, we have the Burrow's Bracers. Shadow Priests are going to want this item. That's right, Shadow Priests, I'm legitimising you. Don Rigoberto's Lost Hat. This is a Resto Druid and Holy Priest item, so you're going to be having lots of people fight over that one. Jom Gabar is a hunter and rogue trinket with a huge attack power bonus. The only improvement you're going to find is in Naxxramas, so this one is going to have a huge demand. Wormscale Blocker, this is a Resto Shaman shield, nothing particularly special, just a good item. Now here we are, in the last corridor before the literal god himself. Nope, not Asmongold, but Cthulhu, the very bloke who created the Qiraji all those years ago. If you've made it this far, then give yourself a pat on the back, and remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Enough of the shameless plugging, however, this boss has a platitude of good loot, almost something for everyone. To kick it off, the Belt of Never-Ending Agony is best in slot for Rogue and Feral. The Cloak of Clarity, now every healer is going to want this, it's best in slot for the End of Time. Cloak of Devoured, caster best in slot, same sort of story. Eyestalk Wastecord, caster best in slot, you can probably see a trend here. Mark of Cthulhu is a tanking neck. And the last but not least, the Scepter of the False Prophet is the best in slot healing weapon. Thank you guys for watching this far. It does take a while to put these videos together. Hopefully my audio quality has been a bit better this time. That was a comment that a lot of you made in my previous videos. I am hoping to post a bit more regularly. I do really enjoy this, so hopefully we'll get some good feedback. And obviously if you have any feedback to give me, then please put it in the comment section below. Hope to see you in the next video.